Hi, welcome to WhyCombinator, presented by Inkai and Artem. So WhyCombinator, is a famous accelerator startup program, have successful backed so many successful companies as you may have heard of OpenAI, Stripe, Airbnb. And typically the application takes two progress. First step is a written application. If you get selected, you move forward to the interview. And our goal is to help you with the written application part, so you get higher likelihood of invited to your next interview round. The input we request from our model is exactly the same input that you gave to YC, which is three components. The first application text part, and then your founder resume, founder profile, and then a 1 minute video pitch of yourself. This is recently required by YC. And the output we will provide you from our model is a passing likelihood, a score between 0 and 1. And then we'll also give you an explanation why we give you such score and 3 actionable items on some feedback that how you can improve your own application. So we just talk about the input data. Of course, we'll link with some label. So it will be 0 and 1, you either pass or fail. And the data source is all from public sources. Sometimes there are a website combine all the public full applications. So we got some information from that. And some people post their own full application from Reddit. So we also get something from that. And then the founder profile, we just simply go to LinkedIn. And then the purpose of those labels, it will extract patterns. So we train the model to know what is strong, what is weak application. And we use some of the example to create some few shot example for our own agent prompting. And then the evaluation accuracy for some held up data. For our application, we use 8 examples for training and 10 examples for testing.
Sure, now we can discuss the model architecture. So mainly 2 model types were tested for this project, the single prompt and the multi-agent system. So the single agent prompt works as you expected with a single prompt, which outputs the probability of passing, explanation for the score, and improvements for the overall submission. While the multi-agent system mainly employs 3 agents, 1 specific ones for each input type. All of those agents output the advantages and disadvantages, as well as the score and the improvements, which were later aggregated by the managing agent, and which returns the probability of passing, explanation for the score, and the improvement for the submission. Important to note that we also tested the model when the managing agent is capable of communicating with specialized agents, but in that case, through experience, we realized that rarely it led to any positive results, and it rarely added any additional information that was useful for the final conclusion. To add some details on the prompts for the multi-agent and single agent models. So as you can see here, the examples of the input. And so for example, the written application agent pays close attention to the traction, to the product itself, to the team and the commitment that the team shows. While the founder's profile agent pays close attention to the some evidence of exceptional achievement for the founder, while the founder video pays attention to how the founder or the founders explain the problem, their introduction style, do they present each other with the titles or not, flow of information if it's logical, and checks for contradictions. One prompt agent compares the same things, just in a simplified, less detailed single prompt.
I would like to take a look on the success of matrix. We have 3 different matrices, and the first qualitative one we have is prediction performance by measuring the accuracy. As you can see, multi-agent and one prompt both pass this accuracy target. And the second qualitative way we have is probability reliability by measuring the buyer score. And what is buyer score is basically measuring your mean square distance, comparing yourself and the distance between your true label. And the target we set is quite ambitious, and we unfortunately didn't pass any of them. And you can see multi-agent actually have a greater buyer score than one prompt. What does this mean is when they make a mistake, multi-agent have a stronger confidence on this mistake, even though this is wrong. And the last qualitative way of measurement we have is feedback usefulness. We measure from 5 aspects: clarity, actionability, perceived impact, and specificity, and feasibility. And multi-agent actually performed really well. It actually reached a 4.5 score compared to one prompt only reached a very low score, 2.8. And this is an example of a failure case. As you can see, the 2 model performed 0.45, 0.55, which is all lower than 0.75, which is the threshold we set for passing. So the model passed a failure on this company. However, YC actually passed this company. And we can take a deeper look on the suggestion. On the single prompt, it say your traction is notably weak. It is a summary of what happened, that because of your traction, we think you will fail. And compared to multi-agent, it gives you a little bit more detail on your traction is weak from your application and your pitch video. Both 2 evidence kind of support you do have a strong weak traction, and we do advise you to have a stronger prototype development. So it's very confident on your traction is low. It's very confident that you failed this case. However, on the real case, YC actually passed this company because the founder is very strong. So traction is not the leading reason to decide are you pass or fail.
Yeah, so some discussions and learnings that we were able to conclude from this project is, first of all, which the most important one is that single prompt agent can outperform and did on accuracy score, for example, the multi-agent system. Another one is that multi-agent setup has a small problem of sometimes when both agents predict the same mistake. For example, the resume and the application agents predict the same mistakes. They amplify each other, which has a great influence on the manager's decision of passing or not passing the application. That modern LLMs can reliably extract generalized patterns. For example, when we pass the historic input to create the prompts, original prompts, as an example, the model itself was able to derive patterns from the historic data without any guidance. And if we were able to make this project again, we would focus not only on the prediction aspects of the models and improvements to the application, but also using that to improve the business aspect of the application, help with the business and not the application. That's it.